If you are wondering what are the best Switch games to come out in 2024, you're in the right place. I've got a few Switch titles that I think are must-buys for 2024. A majority of them are Switch exclusives, some you could buy on other platforms, but the ones that are in this list I think are best played on the Switch. So that being said, we are most likely going to get the Switch 2 in 2025. And I can almost bet my entire YouTube channel that it will be backwards compatible with Switch 1 games, making these games kind of like a 2-for-1. Also, I have been sick all week, so if I'm sniffling or I just sound under the weather, it's because of that, but it's not going to stop me from dropping a video this week. We hit 700 subscribers. We hit 700, guys. Thank you so much. If you enjoy the content and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button, hit the bell, leave a comment, leave a like, because you have no idea how much it helps small channels like mine really get out there. So for those of you who have subbed, thank you so much. Let's jump right into the video. Enjoy. So we're going to do this top 5 in no specific order because these games are all great and it doesn't really matter which one's 5 and which one's number 1. And for number 1, that game is Mario Party Jamboree. This might be very surprising for some of you, but Mario Jamboree is only my second Mario Party game I have ever played. My first one being Mario Party Superstars, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So I, for one, was very excited when Mario Party Jamboree finally came out and the initial reviews were actually stronger than Mario Party Superstars. If you've never played a Mario Party game before, I think Jamboree is a great place to start. There are the typical 4 game board levels, but this game also gives you additional ways to play. You can do minigame only lobbies, you can do Bowser game lobbies. There's a lot of options out there for you in this game. I personally invest most of my time in the regular board game portion of Mario Party because that's what I have the most fun playing. And I love playing this game with my family, with my wife, and even solo. There are so many characters to choose from in this game. It's really awesome. And if you think that 4 board game levels are not a lot, you are right. It's not a lot of levels, but they are all fun and unique to play through. You don't get the same feeling like you did in Mario Strikers where it's lacking content, because the 4 levels that we do get are brimming with creativity and fun little aspects that each of them bring. I mean, there's even a mall level that has flash sales, multiple stores, and it even has stealing. Very realistic. So I play the traditional mode of Mario Party when I have like casual friends over or I'm playing with my kiddos, but at night when I play with my wife, we like to spice things up, meaning we play competitive. Yes, Mario Party Jamboree has a hardcore competitive mode. I don't know what you call it, but we're just going to call it competitive. It has a competitive mode, and it is not for the faint of heart. Trust me. You play in the traditional maps, but the rules are a little bit changed. For example, in a normal Mario Party game, once the game is over, the judges give out bonus stars to the players. And you don't know how or who's going to get the bonus stars. Maybe it's the person who shopped the most or walked the most steps. They don't tell you. But in competitive, they tell you in the beginning of the match what criteria you need to meet to receive that bonus star. And there's only one compared to the like 3 or 4 that they give you in the normal mode. So off the bat, you are already sitting there thinking like, oh, what am I going to do to get this bonus star? I got to be a sweat, you know? So it's super sweaty. And there's more, like shops only having a limited amount of items that you could buy during the match. And if you land on a Bowser plate, you will lose a star, non-negotiable. Again, this game is very sweaty and I kind of love it. Hardcore and traditional can both be played online, in person, and with bots. And trust me, those bots are demons if you put them in the hardest difficulty. I mean, they are evil. If you're unsure to get Mario Party because you don't have a lot of friends to play with, consider it for this competitive mode, because if you're like me and you think you're good at these games, it might it might put you to the test. This game is very, very well worth it. I had a lot of fun with it. And honestly, it's one of the best games that come out on the Switch in 2024. Number 2, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom was the biggest surprise game for me this year. I'm going to be honest, I'm a huge Zelda fan, but even I wasn't hyped for this game at all. Honestly, I didn't even know the day it was going to release until the night of, and I got some messages saying, hey, you should stream this game. So I did, and I was so pleasantly surprised. I'm going to go ahead and admit it that I was wrong about Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Despite Zelda being the main character of this game isn't a spin-off. At least it does not feel like a Zelda spin-off at all. It feels like an actual Zelda game. It has dungeons, it has boss fights, it has a story. And some of the puzzles get really crazy, okay? I wouldn't go as far as saying they are extremely difficult, but they're very unique to solve and it can stump you sometimes. So it's honestly, just take my word for it. It's super fun just getting through all of that. The gimmick of the game is Zelda's Echo ability, which essentially lets you make a copy of almost everything in the game. Is the ability broken? 100%, but it is by far the best and most unique part of the game. It's so much fun getting new summons and new items to just like throw at enemies or have your summons fight other enemies like you're in Elden Ring. If you are a Zelda fan, this game should not be missed. And if you are not a Zelda fan, but a fan of really cute shit, this game should not be missed. Biggest surprise of 2024, in my opinion. Really sad to see it not get a Game of the Year nomination. I think a lot of people slept on it a little bit, which is fair. I did the exact same thing, but seriously, guys, consider it if you like these types of games. Number 3 is Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. Now, don't be fooled like me and think Sonic Cross Shadows Generation is a second generations game, because it is not. It is the original Generations game, essentially remastered with the Shadow content put into it. Think of Mario 3D Land and its drop with Bowser's Fury content. That's kind of what this game does. But honestly, that wasn't a very huge deal for me because I never played Generations before, so it was a totally brand new game for me. Generations has been regarded as one of the best Sonic games to come out in so long. And I have to agree. I don't know why Sonic Team continues to make games like Sonic Frontier when they can just keep putting out generation games and, I don't know, making bangers. But that's kind of where the Shadow part of this game kind of kicks in. Shadow gives us the best part of Frontier and the best part of Generations and kind of smacks them together to give us the new Shadow content. Shadow gets some really awesome Doom abilities in this game that help him traverse through the world and fight bosses. And the levels in this game are super long and very thematic. I was actually genuinely surprised that this was a DLC of sorts. It doesn't necessarily feel like a full-fledged launch game, but there's enough content in there with the Shadow portion of the game and Generations that makes you really feel like you got your bang for your buck, you know? And on top of that, it is a $50 game. It's not $70, so it's even better for those who have never played Generations. And no spoilers, but Shadow's character actually gets developed and you take a nice peek into his backstory. And if you're like me and the last game that you played was Sonic Adventure 2, then you will appreciate the story and the characters that we get in this game. And I loved Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes. And if you did enjoy those games, I think that Generations and the Shadow content in this game are so good and really a great place to jump back into the series. And right now, if you jump on the Switch right now, it is actually on Black Friday sale for $30. Either way, if you don't pay the $30, but you end up paying the 50, it's well worth it. This game is great. And again, one of the best games to come out on 2024 for your Switch. Number 2 is Street Fighter vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. I genuinely cannot believe that people are not talking about this game more. Guys, in this game, you get 7 games. And most importantly, you get Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm going to be honest, I haven't jumped too deep into all of the X-Men games. I've mostly put my time in MVC 1 and 2. And I'm happy to see those there for people who are more nostalgic for those. And not only can we relive our childhoods with playing these games, but we can do them on the go. I didn't go to the arcade much growing up. So when I saw these games, I only got to play them sparingly, and I would run out of money so fast because I just wasn't that good at them. But now, being able to play it on my Switch anywhere I go and not having to pay $1 every time I want to do an arcade round, it feels like liberating. It feels great. And you probably don't need a breakdown of what Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is, but it is a fighting game that has the largest roster, second to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. My only complaint is I wish I was better at the game, because whenever I jump in an online match, I am getting smoked. The game runs so smoothly, and online play works pretty well. Online gaming has never been the strong suit for the Switch, but I think that older games like this are perfect for the console because they fit so well. They don't need a lot of horsepower to have them run smoothly. So that's why I think that these titles work best on the Switch, because why not? You don't need a whole PS5 or PC to pump out all the graphics for it. And I'm not 100% sure if this is correct or not, but last time I checked on my PS5, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was not available to purchase. So this might be the easiest way to actually play this game right now, aside from probably Steam. Unless you want to dust off your PS3 and play it on there, I think it's actually still available on the PS3 for some reason. So basically what I'm saying is, in 2024, Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 get a boom. I'm sorry. It was worth it. It was worth it. And before we go to the last game, I do want to bring up some honorable mentions. These are games that I really am interested in playing that I did not purchase this year, but if I have the time later on before the end of the year, these are going to be the ones that I get and try to play through. And the number one honorable mention goes to Dragon Quest 3. I've never actually played any Dragon Quest game before, but people seem very hyped on this game, and it kind of got me a little hyped. Because after looking at that trailer, those 2D HD graphics look amazing. I'm so happy for fans that get to re-experience this in 2024 done so beautifully well like this. I kind of wish that like Game Freak would do a remaster like that for their DS games. Anyways, this game looks really fun, and if I was going to jump into Dragon Quest in 2024, this is where I'm gonna start, and it is definitely on my radar and something that I want to play. And honorable mention number 2 is Shin Megami Tensei 5. You might not know this or not, but I am a huge Persona fan. Looking cool, Joker. This doesn't stay on my head very well. Being such a big Persona fan, I've actually never played through a Shin Megami Tensei game before. Even though Persona started as Shin Megami Tensei, from my understanding. I hear that these games are a little bit more difficult than Persona, and they don't have like the confidant system that Persona has. But a lot of the demons look the same, and the art style is really, it's something. It looks really cool. I guess I've just been a little worried to jump into this series. Like I'm gonna get cooked or something. Like I'm not gonna know how to play through it. But I'm debating it, and I think that, you know, I'm just gonna jump in, and if I have time this year, I'm gonna try to get it. And the next game that everybody should get on their Switch in 2024 is Nine Souls. Yep, the number one game I think you should get for your Switch is Nine Souls. You heard it right, a game that at the time of this recording, is not released yet. But I am personally so excited to play through this game. If you're a fan of Hades, Hollow Knight, or any indie game in general, I think that this is perfect and up your alley. Nine Souls has been out on Steam for a while now, maybe a few months, but I've opted to not get it on Steam because most of these indie games I already play on my Switch. Just like the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 argument that it runs so well on the Switch, so you might as well play it there. It's kind of how I feel with indie games. With Hollow Knight and Hades, I feel like they run so butterly smooth on the Switch that I want to give myself the option to play that game on the go because they fit so perfectly on the console. Why else would we have indie showcases for the Switch? Because they just go hand in hand. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Perfect. Regardless, I am so excited to finally play through this game, and I know very little about it. I saw a trailer and I was convinced that I wanted to play through it. I looked a little bit more into it for this video to kind of give you guys an idea what it's like, but typically I don't like watching too much videos or trailers on a game before it comes out because I'm pretty much sold right away. I don't need to be sold harder, Anyways, Nine Souls is a 2D action platform with Sekiro-inspired deflection-based combat. And what I've seen from the trailer, the game looks fast-paced and very flashy. The setting is a fuse between East mythology and cyberpunk aesthetics, which I think is very unique to this game, and they actually mesh very well. I plan to stream Nine Souls on this channel when it launches on November 26th. So if you are interested in checking that out, hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications because we gonna play Nine Souls when it comes out. We gonna go off, baby. Well, I hope that you got something out of this video because honestly, I love making videos for you guys and I love my Switch still in 2024. You fight me, I don't care. Okay, I'm a little disappointed with the few amount of games that came out for the Switch, but at the same time, I kind of get it. All right, the Switch 2 is coming out next year, so you can't really bring out too many games. But we still got some banger games for the Switch coming out next year. I'm very excited for Pokemon Legends ZA still. Maybe we still get Metroid 4. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. So Switch is still alive and kicking. So seriously, guys, holidays are coming up. Enjoy your time. Enjoy the holidays. And I will be here continuing to make videos for you guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing the top 5 Switch games that I think you should buy in 2024, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. I love you. Bye.